Welcome to the Monday Kickoff, everyone. Hope you guys are having an amazing start of the week. As usual, guys, in today's video, we're going to have a full breakdown of all of the events coming to Raid Shadow Legends this week. Now, we are not expecting to actually have a patch this week, an update, but we are going to have quite a few different events, of course, going on together with the Titan event. So, let's start with the very first thing. Basically, guys, today we have the Deck of Fate that started, the Lunar Deck of Fate. We gotta open Soulstones, and we gotta basically upgrade champions. So champion training plus Soulstones, actually pretty accessible, I would say, but you do have to level up quite a few champions. The rewards are the following, as you guys can probably notice them on the screen. Now, one thing that is actually good about this Deck of Fate is that we can lock the cards. So if you're getting an epic card, make sure you guys are locking it to be able to get the epic chest and have a chance to get something else juicy out of here, right? Very, very important. And I wish Plarium would make every single Deck of Fate like this, where you can actually lock the cards, because it makes a massive, massive difference, at least in my opinion. We're gonna have summoning events tomorrow because, hey, we have everyone's favorite game mode, Clan versus Clan, starting tomorrow. This time around is not featuring personal rewards, and the milestone rewards seem to be pretty standard. We are gonna get speed gear from the milestones, of course. Not every single one of the tiers. I feel like the gear starts from tier 3, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So starting from tier 3 upwards, we're gonna get a couple of pieces of speed gear, a few void shards here and there, which brings me to the next thing, by the way. This coming weekend, we should expect to have a 2x on void shards, okay? So maybe you want to save your void shards, unless you're tempted by some of the events coming tomorrow. We do have, of course, a Sand Devil turn attack that started today. I went in, knocked it out of the park. These are the rewards. You're getting a medium soulstone. 1.5 actually, because you're getting 500 coins, right? And you are getting epic materials if you are placing in top 3. Which are the materials for the new relics, the event relics. Then the Ice Golem tournament comes to an end. We're going to have a Dragon turn attack starting tomorrow. All of these events are giving us Titan points, guys. So it's very important to try and participate in them so you can reach 1,000 points. That should be the main goal for every free-to-play low spender in the game, because you're going to get the Cat's Gaze, one of the most powerful relics for damage dealers that we have in the entire game, because it works in PvE, it works in PvP, and is absolutely insane, and I still don't have it, if that makes you feel better by any means. Leaving all that on the side, I do want to give you guys a quick reminder. If by any chance you haven't completed any of your personal weekly clan quests, make sure you guys pick some of them up, complete them. If you gotta purchase anything from the clan shop, make sure you guys head into it and do it. If by any chance your weekly stuff happens in the bazaar right here, make sure you guys go and pick up them goodies as well. So let me just get some of these too. And that's pretty much it in terms of reminders. We're going to get to the summoning event in a second. First, I just quickly want to show you what we have right here in the calendar. So nothing new for next week. We're not going to be able to see that. We have a Queen's Fury tournament starting on Wednesday, which will still catch on for a day, the Dungeon Diver event. Now, if you're not completing the Dungeon Diver event with the Ice Golem turn attack and the Dragon turn attack that is starting tomorrow, you're going to have time to farm some of the Queen's Fury, because that will give you Titan points as well. Now, by the looks of it, none of these tournaments are actually giving us materials on the milestones, materials for the relics, right, to forge them. So that's one thing to keep in mind. A Spider tournament starting on Friday the 31st, and a Summon Rush on Friday. Which kind of like brings me back to the next thing. Most likely a 2x on Void Shards. So try to be prepared. I feel like Voids is the next thing on the menu. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe we had it recently and I forgot. Who knows? They might surprise us and make a 2x on Primals, but I really doubt it. It seems like they're only doing 2x on Primals during some special holiday sort of thing, right? Because they can milk more money from the people. They tend to be more generous. Then, let's dive into the summoning events, guys. If you enjoyed the content, by the way, don't forget to smash a like, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, help with that YouTube algorithm. I really, really appreciate it. So, this is what we have on the menu, guys. On Tuesday, January 28th, they are planning to launch a progressive chance event, giving you at least a 15x chance to summon the champions of your dreams from Ancient, Primal, Sacred, and Void shards. And this will last for 24 hours. Then on Wednesday, we're going to have a different one. Now, feel free to pause it, have a look at the champions, guys, because we are going to dive back into it. So, we're going to have Neth on the 15x, absolutely amazing. Still one of the best PvE champions in the game. When we're talking about build Savage, you can use him even on Relentless, but it really depends where you want to use him, how advanced is your account and stuff. Absolutely a monster in most of the PvE content. So, that's a solid champion up for the grabs. Then, moving on to the Bannerlords, we actually have Staltus, Dragonbane, another amazing champion. He can work pretty good as an arena nuker. He's going to be amazing for the dragon, and that's mainly because of his passive. Now, what I like about Staltus is that you can build him with 0 accuracy. You can either build him on regeneration, either on full stone skin, super slow, and he's slowly going to kill the dragon on hard mode. So very, very nice. Then we have Valkyrie. She used to be super OP once upon a time. She's still a very good champion, but to be honest, I do think she lost a lot of value in the game. Her passive is still nice if you're trying to counter some of the speed champions, but then we have Stone Skin all around on pretty much every single champion. So it's going to be much harder to really make this passive kick in. Counter attack, a very good shield. She can deal a bit of damage, and the A1 can decrease the turn meter. So build-wise, it really depends where you're using her. You can surprise some enemies and run her on a Savage and do a bit of damage and all that. But to be honest, there aren't many places where you can use her, but except Curse here. It really depends how advanced your account is. Clan Boss, yes. I wouldn't run her in the Hydra because counter attack is pretty annoying, especially if the Head of Mischief gets to steal it. Same story for the Chimera. She's not really bringing much to the table in there, unfortunately. Fire Knight, yes. Faction Wars, yes. Progression-wise, 100%, because that shield is massive. Then, moving on to the next one, we have Mishak, still a super solid champion for the Hydra clan boss. Defense-based, good damage, HP burn on the A1, and the passive will make him jump in with the A1 every now and then. Defense down, decrease attack on enemies under hacks, removes buffs, places hacks. Fast build, either Merciless, either Savage, either you're going to go in with Relentless. It really depends on what gear you have on your account, but of course, ignoring defense is going to be much, much better than a Relentless set, especially for the Hydra clan boss if you're trying to push to a higher score. Then, we're going to have Vault Keeper Wixwall. A lot of you guys are constantly asking, Skratch, is Wixwall still a good champion? Is it still worth building a Wixwall? Honestly, I think he's still very solid. Yes, you're not able to do crazy, crazy things with shield teams in the Hydra clan boss. But to be honest, he's still a good provoker. He's still a good buffer with the intercept, the increased defense, the shield, decrease attack, increases the value of shield, provoke, good mischief target as well. And you can still run him in your clan boss team. So he's definitely bringing a lot of value for progression. 100% worth it. Then, moving on to the next one, we have Nacret the Great, guys. Still strong, especially if you're going versus teams that don't have King Narcis in it. King Narcis is what basically obliterates Nacret and the rest of the team. Best build for him, either you're going in with protection, either you're going in with Stone Skin plus protection, either you're going in with Bolster plus Stone Skin. It really depends how you are planning to use him, what other champions you're planning to bring in the team, and what you're trying to achieve with the team that you are basically using, right? Are you trying to counter a specific enemy defense? So it's all based on that, basically, when you're deciding how to build the champion. But those few builds that I named are definitely some of the best ones. And you don't want to have him super slow like in the old meta, right? Because now it's all about having some speed, being able to buff the other champions to keep them alive. I'm actually using him quite a lot with Odin, Marius, and a lockout champion. So I don't really have any other reviver in there and stuff. And they work pretty good, actually. And we have Tormin the Cold. Tormin is still useful for live arena. I've made a video on him, like, I can't even remember. It's been like probably ages, maybe close to a year, actually. How good he is in live arena to counter all of these thermometer boosters, all of these champions that are buffing a lot. If you drop Sifi from the enemy team, Tormin can actually do an amazing job with a passive. He can do damage. Once again, you can build him as a crowd control with a stun set, giving him a stone skin and a bit of damage in there, or you can go full damage on him and some accuracy, kind of like a hybrid, and basically smack the enemy team at the same time and freeze them, you know? So you have tons of options with Tormin. Moving on to the next one, we have the Champions for Wednesday. Once again, 24 hours. We're going to start with Sneak Track. I need to make a guide on this champion in the next few days, guys. For the Chimera, I did not have a chance to try him in there just yet, but he does bring a lot of things to the table. You have decreased attack, you have the leech, you have the decreased speed, a shield on your team, you have ally protection, some reflect damage, the passive, which is actually pretty nice. So for the Chimera, he can be a pretty solid one. For the Hydra clan boss, can have a bit of utility as well. Not one of my top choices for the Hydra, but still he can definitely help in there with progression and stuff. But I want to try him in the Chimera, and most likely I will build him either on a Feral set, either on a protection, either on something like an Impulse plus a Reflex or a Relentless, just to try and get more turns out of him and buff, debuff non-stop, basically, right? Moving on to the next one, Roshkar the Tower. I'll be honest, Roshkar sucks, okay? Yes, block damage, it's just not enough. It's 2025, guys. We need more from champions, but he's a vanilla champion. He used to be really powerful before. A chance to remove a random buff and put block active skills and block buffs. That's about it. The only place where you can really use a champion like him, progression, okay? That's the name of his game, progression. Clan boss, faction war, some of the dungeons if you need it, especially the Ice Golem, even in the Spider, Cursiri, etc. But you won't really have any use for this champion in the end game. Moving on to the next one, we have Mr. Artech. He was free, right? When they actually added the Call of the Arbiter series. Pretty solid champion for the Ice Golem, for the Hydra, Cursiri, Faction Wars, the Spider Dungeon, the Event Dungeon. And that's mainly because he puts HP burn AoE. He detonates that, puts decreased attack, A1 on the AoE on the A1 with a chance to extend the duration of HP burn. So pretty solid champion. Definitely don't sleep on him. I'm using my Artech all the freaking time, and he's amazing. And he was a free champion too. Then we have Bival of the Thorn. Now, Bival can be a decent provoker for the Hydra clan boss. Not one of my top choices as a provoker, and that's mainly because of his A1. Not necessarily targeting the right head all of the time. He does have provoke with this skill on a 3-turn cooldown fully booked. He brings the leech, and he can actually put a bit of shield on your champions. The thing is, the shield is based off the damage that he deals, so I'm not a fan of that. He doesn't do crazy damage. But once again, he's kind of like a mid-tier provoker for the Hydra. So if you don't have better options, 100% use him because, hey, it might allow you to get a better score in the Hydra clan boss. Then the next one, I actually pulled him recently. I still haven't built him, and that is Samson the Smasher. He doesn't do crazy damage or anything like that. He has a chance to stun, AoE attack, removes all the increased defense, extra hit if this attack kills an enemy, which is nice. Buffs on the team, which once again is really nice. Now, his multipliers are not crazy, but I am planning to build him for the Cursiri, and who knows, maybe even for Faction Wars. Because, hey, he's gonna bring in some decent AoE damage. Not the best, as I mentioned, but still not bad. Savage, you can, of course, go and build him on a different set if you want to, but you want to ignore defense to basically maximize the damage. Then we have a GOAT on the list, and I know a lot of you guys will be tempted to get one of them bad boys. King Narcis. Super powerful. He changed the meta so much when they introduced him to the game, and I'm actually super happy that they made him a guaranteed, because that's how I got mine. I haven't summoned him since. So imagine my pain if I was not going to summon him for all of this time if he was not a guaranteed, right? Awful, because he's so freaking impactful. Him and Queen Ancora together, this skill is just crazy. Amazing damage, very strong AoE, ignoring shield and strengthen. This is even crazier when Queen Ancora is on the same team, because you're gonna kill somebody, take an extra turn, moving to the A2 or onto the A1. The passive is really nice. I absolutely love King Narcis. Stone Skin plus Savage or Lethal and to the moon. The next one on the list is going to be Claya. She got a buff recently. I mean, recently, probably it has been a while since she got a buff. I feel she's much better than before. You have a sleep on the A1, 100% chance fully booked. Of course, you can still get a 3% chance to get resisted, but this is great for the Sand Devil's Necropolis. You have a decreased speed, you have Leech on all enemies, restores all of the destroyed max HP, and heals all allies by 20% of her max HP. I really need to do a video on her because she's just so freaking good now, actually. She's not like as S tier as a Void Champion, but she's so much better than she used to be, and I still haven't made a video on her since. Full cleanse, block debuffs, and revive on all of the allies. And the passive is much better, very similar with Sepulture Sentinel now. And you have an HP aura for dungeons, 40%. Massive for progression, to be honest with you guys. Actually a powerhouse for progression. Now, I do want to make you aware, we're not going to have a summoning event tomorrow and the day after that will give us Titan points. So personally, I would not summon unless I'm a filthy, degenerate Kraken that wants to put a hand on one of these champions. Then we have the Summon Rush starting on Friday. I would strongly recommend you save shards for the Summon Rush, get the Titan points. You cannot skip the Cat's Gaze relic, okay? That is my law. Everybody should get this relic. It's a portable Crushing Rend, almost as powerful as a 6-star Crushing Rend Awakening on your nukers. And you can move it from champion to champion whenever you guys want. So there's no excuse for people skipping this unless they are literally dry on resources. So be wise, use your resources to make sure you are gonna get that relic. Much love, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.